Welcome back everybody to my channel. I hope you're all doing amazing out there. Today we are looking back into some more Reddit true scary stories. Let's figure out if these stories are real or if they're fake. Why not tell me in the comment section below, my friends? Let's start the video. My friends and I may have been in serious danger. I made a post about the same location almost a year ago. A friend and I were going to a haunted bridge, according to legend, and we were tailgated by 4 cars. Last night, Friday the 13th, my friends and I wanted to do something spooky for the occasion. I mentioned the bridge and they all seemed pretty interested. None of these friends have ever been before, so I thought it would be a really cool experience for them to hear the history of the area. There were 7 of us, so we had to take 2 vehicles. When we made it to the bridge, it was about 02:30 AM. Yes, I know it's not technically Friday the 13th anymore. We immediately walked under the bridge to where the legend says there are rituals and cult gatherings. We stayed under the bridge snooping around for about half an hour, and then we decided to check the other side. As soon as we made it under the other side of the bridge, we began hearing a loud, constant splashing sound in the water. One of my friends was convinced it was somebody swimming towards us because it sounded like it had been getting closer. Finally, we decided it was time to get out of there. When we make it back to the top of the bridge, a car slowly approaches us from behind. Being that it's so late and people are unpredictable, some of my friends started to run, but I was finally able to convince them to act normal. The car passes us slowly as we walked up the road to where we parked our vehicles. The mysterious car then stops right next to our car and stays there. At this point, we don't know what to think. The car just waits for us, and we just kept walking. Finally, the car turns around and speeds past us. For a moment, we feel better because we thought it was leaving, but then we turned back to check. The car had stopped again and began turning back around towards us. We speed our walk up to get to our vehicles, and the mysterious car slowly crosses the bridge. I was in the car with the 5 of the 7 people. The other 2 were in a separate truck. As the car makes its way to us, it stops right behind where we were parked on the side of the road. As we attempted to start our car, another mysterious vehicle speeds up and begins to slow down at the top of the hill that was in front of us. It seemed as if they were trying to surround us. Our friend in the other vehicle pulls out and slowly passes the car that was waiting behind us. The mysterious driver then switches into reverse and started chasing our friend's truck while driving backwards. My friend gets away without much trouble, but now we are facing this vehicle head on. We start making our way across the bridge, and the strange car positions itself in the middle of the bridge, blocking our path. At this point, we decided we were going to continue going straight no matter what. We turn the car to the left and the mysterious car moves to the left. We turn the car to the right and it turns to the right. Finally, we faked the car out and we were able to pass them quickly. When we made it to the end of the road, our friend was waiting on us. He didn't know the area so well. As we rolled down our windows to discuss where we were heading next. As we are talking, another completely different vehicle turns right past us and starts honking its horns at us. We finally decide on the direction to go. About 10 miles away from the bridge, halfway home, a truck speeds up next to us, flashing their lights and honking their horns non-stop. It would speed up in front of us and then hit the brakes to let us pass. It would repeat the cycle until it finally decided to turn off. We made it home at 4 AM, and we have yet to figure out what happened there. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that one, everybody. That situation sounded a little bit on the dodgy and scary side. Do you believe that actually happened? Do these things actually happen a lot in North America? It possibly does. Actually, was this set in America? It didn't really say in the story, did it? So I'm just assuming that's where the story is based. So, do you believe in what actually happened, or do you think it's all just made up? Why not tell me in the comment section below, everybody? Let me know your feelings. I find it quite an interesting story. Do I believe it? Probably not, especially when it's allegedly Friday the 13th. So yeah, I'm not really believing that story at all, but yeah, if that was true, that would be one hell of a scary situation to be in. Very dangerous. Anyway, my friends, you tell me what you think in the comment section below. On to the next story. If you have any ghost videos you would like me to react to, why not send them to my email address? Thank you very much. Strange encounters. Okay, so to start off, I'm an 18-year-old girl who is from the South, Mississippi. And those of you who are from here or the Louisiana area or even have visited, you have probably heard a lot of paranormal stories and old folklore and all of that stuff. Well, I basically grew up on old stories talking about things that happened around the country parts of here, but I never believed them, even though they still scare the shit out of me now. So anyway, when I was about 13, I had an encounter when I went to visit my cousin's house in Atlanta. Even though it's not in Mississippi, it's a vital part of the story. So my oldest cousin Tim, which is the son of my aunt and uncle I was staying with, hung himself when I was like 8 years old. We never really got over that, and I think that may have been because of the following story. So my other younger family members and I went to stay with them in their house, which was a fairly big house. I always got weird vibes and feelings when I went to go in a certain room, or even the regular bathroom. So all of my cousins and I, about 9 of us, were all in the room watching TV. The bathroom was right next to us, and we had a clear view of it. So, as we are watching, there was a mug, placed on the bathroom counter, a distance away from the edge. All of the sudden, the cup spins around about 4 times and then just falls to the floor. But it didn't break. By that time, we are all looking at the cup on the floor. Then it just stops rolling automatically and points directly towards us. We all ran the fastest we could out of the room, and since then, in the house, we've had multiple encounters, and even other places, especially with certain family members. There's many more stories, but if I keep telling them now, this thing would probably be an essay, so I'll probably just tell the different stories in different sections. I just wanted to get this off my chest. What do you think of that story, everybody? Did you enjoy it? I think it's quite easy to debunk, especially with the tumbler on the counter. It could easily be a little gust of wind or something that's blown the tumbler off the edge, off the ledge, and it's possibly fallen onto the floor. But why did it not break? That's something I don't know. Is it maybe a strong tumbler? Who knows? But yeah, that's quite a decent story. What do you all think? Why not tell me in the comment section below, everybody? Anyway, let's move on to the next story. Let's head there right now.
Thank you for the great support, I really do appreciate it. If you are enjoying what I'm doing, why not think about subscribing to my channel? It is free and would help me a great deal.
Shadows in the morning. If you have read my previous story, you will now know that my old childhood home is haunted. Why I think so. This is another story to add to my paranormal background. One day during the school week, when I was in 7th grade, I'd been feeling sick and was sleeping in my parents' bedroom because it was therapeutic, and I have always had back and joint issues. But anyway, I was sleeping at the edge of the bed, which is right by the doorway of the room, which was connected right to the dining room, and then the French doors to the living room. In the corner of the doorway, where the dining room and living room meet, there's a large metre-tall vase-styled floor lamp that we turn on in the early dim mornings and at night. So like any other morning, the lamp was on. As any school day, my sister was getting ready as usual. My dad had already left for work around 07:20 AM. And us having a delay because of the snowstorm from the day prior. And we had lived alone beside him. My sister was constantly moving back and from the living room and bathroom, doing her makeup and hair as such. But one time, as she was passing by the doorway, me still in a half-asleep daze, walked into the direction of the bathroom, and I only saw her vague silhouette. After a while, she didn't go back into the living room, and I was having trouble with staying awake. My eyes dropped closed before I jerked myself awake again. As this happened several times, something caught my eye that I will never forget. Though sort of blurry, I remember what happened very clearly. A tall male light figure, black figure, wearing something looking like it was wearing a tailcoat and sort of fashionable hat, had passed the doorway and into the living room. At first I didn't think much of it, because me in my dazed state didn't realise that there wasn't another person in the house besides my sister. After several minutes, I seemed to get my shit together and I realised I saw something that didn't make any sense. So I leapt out of bed and bolted to the bathroom and saw she was still straightening her hair. She saw my panicked expression and asked what is wrong. I in turn asked her if she had walked into the living room a few minutes ago, and she replied that she had been in the bathroom for over 15 minutes with the door shut and her music on. So that was a no. I really started to lose my shit at this point and told her what I had just seen. The shadowy man. She at first didn't believe me. After my insisting, she finally believed me to an extent. Enough to search the house for me and make sure all the locks and doors and windows were indeed locked, which they were. She reassured me that what I saw was probably just some sickly, half-dazed trick of the eyes, and told me just to keep the doors locked while she got ready to leave for school. But I was still slightly paranoid, so I turned on the lights in the house and holed myself up in the living room, making sure I turned the blinds open as well. After 10 more minutes, my sister had prepared to leave and she said her goodbyes. I still kept the lights on for a good 2 hours after and severely checked the locks downstairs during the rest of the day, but refused to go upstairs more than once every 2 hours or so. I honestly don't know what I saw for sure, but I know it wasn't normal and that I wasn't imagining things. My sister has had a similar thing like this happen to her, which I may retell at a later date. So I don't know what to tell people, other than ghosts in the house love to mess with people. So what do you think of that story, my friend? Do you believe it? Or do you think it's all made up? I'll give you my honest opinion. I think possibly she has seen something, but she's not really too sure what she's seen. After all, she was in a sleepy state, wasn't she? So when you're in that kind of state, you will see anything. So yeah, I'm not really too sure. It would be quite freaky though, wouldn't it? Not understanding what you've just seen. At least the sister sort of believed her. Yeah, so what do you all think? Do you think any of this story makes any sense? Tell me in the comment section below, my friends. I shall see you later. Thanks one and all for watching my video. It's very much appreciated. If you enjoyed that content, why not give me a little subscribe? Like, comment and subscribe, my friends. Here are other videos that might pique your interest. Until next time, I shall scare you later.